Garlic is a favorite and popular product all over the world, which we often add to dishes, believing that it is exceptionally healthy. But did you know that its consumption can become a real threat to your health? Right now, we will reveal 10 alarming facts about garlic from American scientists that may shock you. These facts highlight how improper consumption of garlic can lead to serious problems such as ulcers, bleeding, and even strokes. Watch the video to the end to learn how to avoid these dangers and keep yourself healthy. This video will be extremely informative and helpful. So, if you want to become a master of your health, click like, and let's get started. Number 10. Aggravates inflammatory bowel disease, increasing the risk of perforation and sepsis. Garlic, known for its flavor and health benefits, can turn out to be a real health hazard for people suffering from inflammatory bowel disease, such as Crohn's disease or ulcerative colitis. Garlic consumption in such cases can significantly aggravate inflammatory processes, provoking the development of serious complications, including intestinal perforation and sepsis. Scientific studies conducted by the National Institutes of Health confirm that in patients with Crohn's disease, the active components of garlic can cause excessive inflammation, which in turn increases the likelihood of rupture of the intestinal wall. Such rupture leads to intestinal contents leaking into the abdominal cavity, causing peritonitis and sepsis, life-threatening conditions that require immediate intervention. An example is 30-year-old John Smith from the UK. John, unaware of his condition, regularly added garlic to his meals, believing it would improve his health. He did not take into account that he was suffering from ulcerative colitis. As a result of his garlic consumption, his condition worsened, and he ended up in hospital with a perforated intestine. Doctors, after analyzing his diet and condition, determined that garlic was the catalyst for his complications. To avoid this dangerous mistake, people with inflammatory bowel disease should avoid garlic and closely monitor their diet. It is advisable to consult a doctor or nutritionist who can suggest alternative foods that do not cause irritation and inflammation. For example, you can replace garlic with other spices such as ginger or turmeric, which have anti-inflammatory properties and can have a positive impact on gut health without causing exacerbations. Number 9. Causes a sudden drop in blood pressure with hypotension, which can lead to heart failure. Garlic, although considered a healthy food, can pose a serious threat to people with hypotension, a condition characterized by low blood pressure. Consumption of garlic in such cases can lead to a dramatic drop in blood pressure, with potentially dire health consequences. Studies conducted by the American Heart Association show that garlic has strong hypotensive properties, helping to dilate blood vessels and lower blood pressure. For healthy people, this can be beneficial, but for those who already suffer from low blood pressure, such an effect can be disastrous. The sudden drop in blood pressure can result in fainting, dizziness, and in severe cases, heart failure. An example is 30-year-old Emily Johnson from Australia. Emily, following fashionable dietary trends, regularly added garlic to her meals, unaware of her predisposition to hypertension. She paid no attention to the dizziness and weakness until one day she fainted in a store. After a medical examination, doctors found out that her fall was due to a sharp drop in blood pressure due to garlic abuse. To avoid this dangerous mistake, people with hypotension should limit the consumption of garlic and closely monitor their condition. It is advisable to consult a doctor or nutritionist to develop a balanced diet that does not include foods that contribute to lowering blood pressure. Instead of garlic, safer seasonings such as black pepper or ginger can be used to add flavor to dishes without causing dangerous fluctuations in blood pressure. Number 8. Prevents the absorption of iron and vitamins, leading to anemia and heart failure. Garlic, despite its many benefits, can hide health hazards, especially for those who already suffer from iron or vitamin deficiencies. Garlic consumption can reduce the absorption of these important nutrients, ultimately leading to deficiencies and resulting in anemia and serious cardiovascular complications. Research conducted by the Harvard T.H. Chan School of Public Health found that certain compounds found in garlic can block iron absorption, especially when consumed at the same time as foods rich in this mineral. This is due to the presence of phytates and polyphenols, which bind to iron and make it more difficult for it to be absorbed in the intestines. Iron deficiency can lead to anemia manifested by fatigue, pallor, and, in some cases, heart failure. An example is 35-year-old Sarah Martin from Canada. Sarah, in an effort to improve her health, added large amounts of garlic to her meals every day, believing it to be a miracle cure. At the same time, she did not monitor the levels of iron and vitamins in her body. As a result, she developed anemia, and at her next medical checkup, doctors diagnosed her with heart failure due to nutrient deficiency. To avoid this serious mistake, people seeking to maintain their health should be careful with the amount of garlic in their diet and consult a doctor or nutritionist. It is also important to include foods rich in iron and vitamins in the diet, such as red meat, green leafy vegetables, legumes, and nuts. Consuming these foods in combination with garlic in reasonable amounts will help ensure adequate nutrient levels and help prevent anemia and cardiovascular disease. Number 7. Lowers blood sugar levels, causing hypoglycemia and the risk of hypoglycemic coma. Garlic, widely known for its unique flavor and health benefits, can be a serious health threat to people with diabetes. It has the ability to significantly lower blood glucose levels, which, if not consumed properly, can lead to hypoglycemia, a dangerous condition that, in extreme cases, can end in a hypoglycemic coma. Studies conducted by the American Diabetes Association have confirmed that garlic can effectively lower blood sugar levels due to its active compounds. But this effect becomes critical for people who take medications to control glucose levels. The combination of garlic with these medications can cause a dramatic drop in glucose levels, leading to hypoglycemia manifested by sweating, shivering, and in severe cases, loss of consciousness. A prime example is 40-year-old Carlos Rivera from Mexico. Carlos was diagnosed with type 2 diabetes and relied on medication to maintain normal blood sugar levels. However, inspired by ideas about natural remedies, he began adding large amounts of garlic to his diet without consulting his doctor. As a result, his sugar levels dropped to critically low levels and he collapsed at work, leading to emergency hospitalization. To avoid this dangerous mistake, people with diabetes need to carefully monitor their diet and avoid excessive consumption of garlic. It is recommended to consult a doctor or endocrinologist who can help determine a safe amount of garlic in the diet. Instead, you can use other seasonings and natural foods that do not affect blood sugar levels, such as fresh herbs like parsley or dill, which will add flavor to dishes without causing risky health changes. Number 6. Increases the risk of botulism if not stored properly, which can lead to paralysis and respiratory arrest. Garlic is undoubtedly a popular ingredient in the kitchen, but storing it improperly can cause serious health risks. Garlic oil and homemade garlic preparations, if not stored properly, can provide a breeding ground for Clostridium botulinum bacteria, which causes a dangerous disease known as botulism. This ailment can lead to paralysis and even respiratory arrest, putting a person's life at risk. A study conducted by the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention found that botulism often results from improper canning and storage of foods containing garlic. The moist environment that garlic and oil often finds itself in can create ideal conditions for these bacteria to multiply. Botulism presents with symptoms such as weakness, dizziness, and difficulty breathing, and in the most serious cases can lead to death. A prime example of this dangerous disease is the case of 39-year-old Laura Suarez from Spain. Laura decided to make homemade garlic oil, but did not store it in the refrigerator. A few days later, she began to experience weakness and difficulty breathing, which led her to the hospital. After an examination, doctors diagnosed botulism, and she urgently needed treatment to prevent paralysis. To avoid this serious mistake, you should strictly follow the recommendations for storing garlic and garlic oil. It is important to store them in the refrigerator and consume them within a few days after preparation. It is also recommended to use pasteurized products that have been processed to kill potentially harmful bacteria. When canning garlic, you should follow proven recipes that are safe and prevent the risk of botulism. Number 5. Increases autoimmune reactions, which can cause aggravation of diseases and tissue destruction. Garlic, while known for its many benefits, can also pose a serious threat to people suffering from autoimmune diseases. Its properties to stimulate the immune system can backfire on those already struggling with conditions such as lupus or multiple sclerosis. When the immune system is activated by garlic, it can cause symptoms to worsen dramatically and even destroy healthy tissue. A study conducted by the Harvard T.H. Chan School of Public Health found that certain foods that promote immune response can make people with autoimmune diseases worse. Specifically, the focus is on the fact that substances found in garlic can trigger the body's aggressive response against its own cells, leading to poorer overall health and an increased likelihood of complications. As an example, consider a 35-year-old woman named Sarah Miller from Canada. Sarah was diagnosed with multiple sclerosis and decided to add more garlic to her diet, believing that it would improve her health. Instead, however, her condition worsened, with severe exacerbations accompanied by pain and fatigue, leading to a decline in her quality of life. To avoid this serious problem, it is important for people with autoimmune diseases to be careful about their diet. It is advisable to consult with a doctor or nutritionist before making major changes in diet. It may be worth considering alternative sources of nutrients that do not cause reactions like garlic. Proper meal planning and honoring your body's individual needs can help prevent exacerbations and keep you healthy. Number 4. Causes severe allergic reactions, including anaphylactic shock and choking. Garlic, widely known as a healthy product, hides a potential health hazard for some people. In a certain group of people, garlic is capable of causing severe allergic reactions that can manifest as itchy rashes, swelling, and, in the most severe cases, anaphylactic shock. This dangerous allergic response is seriously life-threatening, requiring immediate medical attention. A study conducted by the American College of Allergy, Asthma, and Immunology confirms that garlic can be a trigger for anaphylactic reactions. Researchers found that garlic allergies are much more common than commonly believed. When garlic is ingested, the allergens can trigger a cascading immune system response, leading to acute symptoms including difficulty breathing and a sharp drop in blood pressure. A prime example is the case of 30-year-old Mikael Fargen from Sweden. He suffered from a mild allergy to garlic, but was unaware of it because the symptoms were mild. When Mikael decided to try a new dish that included garlic, he had no idea that it would lead to a severe reaction. Soon he felt a severe choking sensation and lost consciousness. His friends called an ambulance, which saved his life, but the situation was a serious warning for him. To avoid such catastrophic consequences, people prone to allergies should be especially careful and keep a food diary in which you can record reactions to various products. It is also important to pay attention to the composition of dishes, especially in restaurants and when buying ready-made products. If there is any suspicion of allergies, it is advisable to consult an allergist for tests and recommendations for safe foods. Removing potentially dangerous foods, such as garlic, from your diet can greatly reduce the risk of allergic reactions and ensure your health is safe. Number 3. Toxic to the liver, which can cause liver failure. Garlic, that flavorful and popular ingredient, can unfortunately prove to be a health hazard, especially in large quantities. It contains compounds that, while having many health benefits, can seriously damage the liver in excessive doses. Studies conducted by the National Institutes of Health confirm that excessive garlic consumption can cause damage to hepatocytes, the cells of the liver, eventually leading to liver failure. The liver plays a critical role in the body's metabolism and detoxification, and its health is crucial to maintaining overall health. In people suffering from liver diseases such as cirrhosis or hepatitis, garlic consumption can be a real threat. For example, according to a study conducted by the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, patients with chronic liver disease have significantly increased levels of toxicity even with a small increase in garlic dosage. Unfortunately, the story of Peter O'Malley from Ireland provides a prime example of this threat. Peter, 38 years old, was an avid garlic lover and often added garlic to his meals, unaware of the potential consequences. As he also suffered from chronic hepatitis, his liver was under constant pressure. After several months of regularly consuming large doses of garlic, Peter began to experience sudden fatigue, liver pain, and jaundice. An examination revealed that his liver was severely damaged and he required emergency medical attention. To avoid such dangerous situations, especially for people with liver disease, it is important to exercise caution and watch your diet. It is important to limit your garlic intake and consult your doctor about a safe dosage. If you already have liver disease, it is best to completely eliminate garlic from your diet or replace it with less aggressive seasonings. Following these recommendations will help keep you healthy and prevent possible complications related to garlic consumption. Number 2, causes stomach and intestinal ulcers, which can lead to perforation and peritonitis. Garlic, despite its many health benefits, can be an insidious enemy to our digestive tract. It contains active compounds such as allicin, which, while having antimicrobial properties, can also irritate the gastric and intestinal mucosa. Research conducted by the Harvard T.H. Chan School of Public Health showed that regular consumption of garlic in large quantities can increase the risk of developing canker sores. In patients suffering from gastritis or peptic ulcers, this can lead to particularly severe consequences. When garlic irritates the mucosa, ulcers form on it. These ulcers, if left untreated, can perforate, causing internal bleeding and a potentially dangerous condition called peritonitis. According to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, peritonitis requires emergency medical attention and can be deadly if not treated in time. A prime example of this is the story of Maria Tanovic from Serbia. At the age of 35, she was a known garlic lover, adding garlic to every meal. Unaware of the consequences, Maria consumed garlic in large quantities every day, not even realizing that she had developed gastritis. Soon after, she began experiencing severe abdominal pain that led to hospitalization. Doctors discovered that she had ulcers that had perforated, causing peritonitis. This condition required emergency surgery and a long recovery. To avoid such tragedies, especially those who have a predisposition to stomach diseases, you should be careful about your diet. Limit your garlic intake, especially if you notice discomfort in the stomach area. If you know you have gastritis or other gastric disorders, it is best to consult your doctor about acceptable doses of garlic or consider alternative condiments that are less aggressive to the digestive system. By remaining cautious and conscious of your diet, you can avoid the potentially serious consequences associated with garlic consumption. Finally, the most important item on our list. Number 1. Strong blood thinner and increases the risk of internal bleeding and stroke. Garlic, known for its beneficial properties, at the same time carries hidden dangers. One of the most serious aspects of its effects is its strong anticoagulant effect. Studies conducted by the American Heart Association have shown that garlic can significantly thin the blood, which, while beneficial in moderation, becomes a threat when consumed improperly. When garlic is combined with anticoagulants such as warfarin or aspirin, the risk of internal bleeding increases many times over. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention warn that in patients taking these medications, adding large amounts of garlic to the diet can lead to unwanted consequences, such as severe bleeding or stroke. A study conducted by Sloan Kettering Cancer Center confirmed that excessive garlic consumption can significantly increase the likelihood of such catastrophic events. An example is the story of John Smith from the United States of America, who was diagnosed with hypertension at the age of 47. He began actively consuming garlic, believing that it would improve his health. Unfortunately, he was unaware that he was already taking warfarin to control his blood clotting. Shortly thereafter, he began experiencing severe headaches and feelings of fatigue. When he went to the doctor, it was discovered that he had developed internal bleeding, which required urgent medical attention. To avoid such troubles, those who take anticoagulants should be especially careful with the use of garlic. It is recommended to consult a doctor about safe doses and consider replacing garlic with less aggressive spices. It is also important to closely monitor your condition and report any changes to your doctor to prevent serious consequences associated with the use of garlic in combination with medications. What do you think about this? Do you agree with these statements? If there are any questions, ask them in the comments. More information on this topic can be found at the links in the description below this video and on our channel.
Subscribe and hit the bell for all notifications. Please like and share this video with your friends. Thanks to our sponsors for their support. I eagerly await your comments and encourage you to watch these useful videos.